Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome back to Symmetria with Lyte. I'm just hanging out here on a ladder in the sky. If you look down, you can see there's a bit of redstone going on, and around me, ooh, we've got ourselves a swamp. Okay, F5 mode is probably not the best view for this. Big old swamp. Swoosh, out into the ocean, where we've got quite a bit of water around us, so it'll be pretty easy to clear all this area out. Now, why would we want to do that? Because of what used to be down here. That's right, there was a witch hut. But no longer. Now, what you see down here, not a traditional witch hut design. Like witch farm design. Ow. So you look around, you've got yourselves some dispensers, some signs, and an iron golem! That's right, if a witch spawns, this guy right here, who I'm not going to give a name, I'm not going to get too attached. I'm sorry, buddy. This guy would punch any witch that showed up. Punch, punch. These dispensers are full of lava. That's right, lava. But you're probably going, Lyte, witches don't care about lava. They've got fire resistance potions. Well, that's true, but iron golems don't. I didn't build this guy. He fell from the sky. We got a tiny little iron farm up there. We don't need a massive one because, well, somebody else is building a much better actual iron farm. This one, I just wanted to see whether or not this would work for a good witch farm. We just need to make sure that we've always got iron golems here. Right now it doesn't spawn fast enough to always have one. Oh, there's a second one. So we're going to take our little farm, iron farm there, and connect it to a larger one about halfway down. So we'll have a little iron farm at the top, a medium iron farm in the middle, and a witch farm down the bottom. And yeah, some villagers fell off into the sea. We'll see if we can rescue them later. So that's right, small iron farm, medium iron farm, witch farm. We've got a hopper minecart going along underneath, picking up all the drops, and dropping them in here. We've already got a stack and a half of iron, a couple of slime, apparently a slime hopped in there, and, proof of concept, a witch has died. Now, we won't get good spawn rates on the witches until we clear out the swamp. Normally you would half slab this sort of thing, but since there's so little swamp, I'm thinking we might actually just tear it down. Make this entire place water. Get everything down below the water level. It'll take quite a few shovels, and maybe an axe or two, but I think it'll be real nice to have this entire place made of water. Oh, and here we are. We've got the lava pushing out. It only fills about half the space. It doesn't need to be an efficient iron farm. And it's actually kind of better if it's less efficient because the iron golems will be in here killing more witches. But I think that's enough talking for this. I'm going to do a little bit of building, and then I'll be right back. And we're back, just riding down this ladder. While we're here, we can admire the golem shoot. They don't exactly have the best aim when they're falling, so I gave them a little bit of help. Down here, we've got ourselves our medium iron farm. It's slightly larger than the one up there. It's at least 65 blocks away, so they don't merge. And we know they don't merge because otherwise, golems would spawn about halfway through here, outside of here potentially, and fall onto the top here. No golems here, no merged villages. It's your pretty standard iron farm. It's got a couple of doors on the corners. Villager pen over on the side. Probably should not fall off. I did a little bit of half slabbing down here. Let's eat a potato. To improve the witch spawning rates a little bit. I also did a little bit of math. And it turns out that if that up there is 126 blocks from the ground, then you've got the 128 block spawning radius. You've got about 20 blocks of space around the witch spawning where other things can spawn. So we don't have to tear down the entire swamp until we want non-AFK spawn rates. if we want them to be able to spawn while we're doing other things in the area, then we're going to need to clear out the swamp one way or other and light up the caves. Let's come down here, see what we've got. I did clear this out relatively recently, so we've got a lot of flowers. We've got a few witches. Spider. Weird. But over in one of these chests, I think it's this one, here we are. We've got a stack and a third of iron blocks, which is good, because we're going to need them for building the witch farm part. You can notice that there's one slab over there that's missing. Well, that's because there's lava in here, and that's made of wood. For as long as this has been running and only one slab has been destroyed, that's pretty good. Once I build the actual witch farm part, this entire area will be more or less encased. I'll have stone slabs for the platforms. There won't be anything flammable within range of, you know, being inflamed. These slabs are only temporary. I just wanted to see if they helped with the witches, and they do a little. It's not great, but it's something. Goodbye. And now we can watch the cart pick up the iron. And there it goes. And then it does its thing, brings it back. And we go from 6 to 14. I'll have to figure out something to do with the poppies. But I'm going to cut again because I'm not going to build the witch farm right now, but I will for this episode. So it'll be a long time for me and a couple of seconds for you. And we're back with a bit more progress. You can see it's starting to look like a witch farm. We've got a couple of golems that fell down and have nowhere to go now, but that's to be expected. I've built the first row of smart floor. So this shifting floor design, whenever a witch decides to spawn, they will spawn inside the string, and it'll go back and forth and drop them in there. I don't want to fall in there because, well, I'll have to dig my way back out. Now, something over here, the timing isn't right because the cauldron gets shoved up into the air and not pulled back down. So I'll have to check the timing on my repeaters. Once I've got it completely solid, all I have to do is replicate this down that way 8 more times, and then up top here 7 more times. So that's 15 more copies of this stuff, which I should have enough resources for. And then we should have ourselves a mostly working witch farm. From there out, it'll just be a matter of making it dark in here. I don't know if I can keep this solid or if it would be better with glass and air. I think I might make it glass and air anyway, just such that it matches the other levels. So yeah, that'll be fun. So small farm, medium farm, beginnings of the witch farm. I will cut here and I'll be back when this part is done. And we're back one more time. And it's raining, because it's almost always raining on this server. Got some friends out there, but they shouldn't be a problem. And ba-bow! We've got ourselves a witch farm. More or less. The build did not necessarily go to plan. Found a couple of design flaws. Probably should have done this in creative before I built it on here, but I felt like building in survival. Firstly, having the 3 platforms leads to the iron golems getting stuck. They fall down to the 2nd floor. Their head is in the floor up here, so they don't glitch through to the bottom. So I took out the 2nd floor. Oops. So I took out the 2nd floor. So they'll glitch through the top and fall down to the bottom and do their job. Another weird little thing. Whenever something is right there in that corner, the hopper minecart doesn't pick it up. That I don't know what the deal is. It goes through, it goes right under there, just doesn't pick it up. So, minor little inefficiency. I think we can live with that. But the biggest problem is that this was based on the improved witch hut witch farm design for 1.8.1. Well, we're not playing in 1.8.1. We're just in plain old 1.8. So this top floor is not a witch floor. It's just a regular mob floor until we move to 1.8.1. So there's no good reason to have it all the way up there. So, I'm not going to make the change for this episode. This episode was about building this monstrosity. Oh, and those of you that have basically obsessive symmetry disorder, well, feast your eyes. That's right. It's not centered. It couldn't be centered. My iron farms are even. My witch farm is odd. It was never going to be perfectly centered. So instead of being a little bit off, and it really driving you nuts, and me, I made it significantly off. Now, I might have been able to do even better than this. Meh. Now, it's nice and solidly off-center. You can look at it and go, it's okay. I would like to disguise it further by having a better structure here, but that has to wait until this is actually a working witch farm. Right now, it's got one spawning floor and one that could cause the entire thing to break. If a creeper shows up here and falls down and the golem punches a skeleton and accidentally hits the creeper will explode, destroy the signs, then the lava will destroy everything. Everything. We already had a creeper blow up over here. Right here. Blew up. I didn't touch it. It wasn't anywhere near me. I was all the way over here. So, it is possible for iron golems to blow up creepers. So, this farm isn't exactly a failure. I've built tons of these things now, so I can pretty much do it in my sleep. So I can tear this all out, reinstall part of it right between where this floor was and where this floor is, such that we've got a nice 3 high space for the golems at the bottom, well, 3.5, a nice space on the top that they can glitch through, where witches can spawn on both of them. Awesome. But not for this episode. We will close this episode by taking a look at one of the interesting features of this place now that I have done the work on it. You'd think it would be this massive structure. You'd think this, which you can't even see, you can't even get a good look at it. You'd think that would be the most awesome thing here. But it's not. The most awesome thing here is my horde of underwater soldiers. While I was working on the witch farm, I'm not sure how well you can see this part because it is kind of dark and YouTube does make it darker. But while I was working on the witch farm, my iron farm was still running, but there was nowhere for them to go to die. So they just wandered around until they ended up walking into the sea. And if you didn't know, iron golems can't swim. But they also can't drown. So they just stand around being big and scary. And apparently getting pushed around by squids. So I kind of like having them here. I don't know if their AI chews up some processing power. I don't really know if there's any downside to having them in the lake.
User joined your channel.
Oh, forgot that I was still on TeamSpeak. So yeah, I don't know if there's any problem with leaving them down there. For now, I think I will. They're an interesting little tourist attraction. Come down here, there's tons of them. But this has been an interesting endeavor. It was nice to get this all together, have a nice hybrid farm. The concept is relatively sound. The implementation was a little shoddy, but I'll put in the extra work, make sure it's a worthwhile farm for the server, And once it's up and running, do a bit of AFKing and get the goodies over for everybody. If this isn't good enough, I'm sure there's another witch hut, and this community could whip up another one of these farms in half a day. There are tons of resources, tons of really friendly people, and man, do they get things done fast. In the time that it took me to build this, they built the iron towers. Actually, it took them less time to build the iron towers than it took me to build this. So, yeah, if we need a different witch farm, particularly once 1.8.1 rolls around, we can have a different one. But for a nice place for me, I like it. So, that's plenty for this episode. So I will catch you in the next episode of Symmetria with Lyte.